Alright, let's watch this fucking guy's knife round. Alright, so you're baiting your team. Alright, you lost the knife round. Is this live? Oh shit. Oh, you won pistol. Fucking spoiler alert, motherfucker. Alright, so let's see what happens here. We want to watch from Hunter's perspective. So your team's splitting off. You have one teammate spotting long by himself, while 3 people pick mid and 1 person B. So I'm assuming whatever the setup is, you're gonna try to like take control over middle. If they rush either side of the site, like B or A, you're just gonna like heavy rotate over. Like if they rush B, you have the guy spotting it, 3 people fast rotate, that's good. If they rush A, you'd have to like retake through spawn. Is that good? I don't know. How many teams rush long? Okay. Don't see anything spotting at mid, so you're gonna push up a bit. Yo, what's the command that I need to do that fixes this fucking... Why is his x-ray fucked? What's the command? Can someone help me out here? There's 2 mid? Oh, so you're playing 2B and 2 mid. You know what? I like the first way better. If you're gonna play 3 mid instead of 2, that would have been better. Because then you can ensure that you can actually make the pick at the T-spawn guys if they're doing that. Press X. No, I mean... I'm gonna hurt you. MP teammates are enemies. Thank you. MP teammates are enemies. I would have gone with 3 people, honestly. And the reason why is you can actually like take the fight to T-spawn, and then if you want to do it that way, you can get Duffy to spot lower B from there, and you can have someone like spotting up mid, or 2 people spotting up mid. I don't know. It just makes more sense, and for some reason. But anyways, you're gonna be just spotting top middle for him, make sure that no one runs down while he spots lower B, and you're gonna be able to bail him out. Like right now though, you could probably like spot towards T-spawn, see if anyone's, yeah, like that. So you got it. So there's flashing over long, they're going towards long. So you have 1 person going up to kind of cut them off, and then 2 of you guys are rotating through CT to go to A, because you think, oh shit, they're going long. Now, since you had mid control to a certain degree, like the way that this guy's playing it right now, he should just be there just to contain, not to flank. But if you had gone with him, then you could flank. But the problem with your A hold was that it's just so fucking weak with 1 person there, that once your 1 guy died, you guys are just doing this heavy rotation, like, oh fuck, what do we do? So it looks like everyone's just like shifting up through spawn type of thing, but you're gonna have no control. Once this gets smoked out, you have no control. That's why it would be better like if you had gone with your teammate to go long, because you could have done like a flank where one of you guys walk and the other guy, like one of you baits another type of thing, or both of you walk the entire way. And that just gives you a little bit more control, because once you take over pit, then you can control all of long and like goose this whole angle with USPs. Whereas if you're forced to come up CT spawn, you're kind of fucked by Glocks. So the enemy got the kill and they fell back. So your teammate's getting 3 kills. Okay, you guys honestly don't really deserve this round right now. Like your teammate Duffy, just, you want to watch from his perspective, because this guy just saved the round for you. Like straight up, this guy just won you the round. I don't know how. I don't know how, but he did. Like, the reason why you won the round wasn't because any of you guys made a good play or you had a good setup. It was because you got lucky. Like the first terrorist that was running back had his knife out. He wasn't really like conscientious of someone flanking. The guy at B tunnels for the terrorists, when this Duffy dude was running up middle, he was like upper B or some shit doing God knows what. So the terrorists had no map control and they had no idea that they could be flanked. And that's a mistake on their part rather than a good play on your part. And it's important to be able to see the difference between the two things. So we're gonna watch this guy's perspective as your teammate just sprints up middle to fuck everyone. Look, what's he doing? He's got, okay, he's holding for an upper B push, but he's not actually doing anything in terms of, like, right now your guy's running at middle and this guy's still just holding for a B push or some shit. And these guys are running with their knives out. It's just like, what's actually happening? So it's not really something that you can control unless you're the in-game leader, but that's, yeah. It's, you guys got really lucky. Alright, so you won pistol. I'm assuming you're the team's opper if you're gonna opt for pistol, and you're just gonna try to save your economy up so that you can. Why can't I see your cash? The fuck? How much money do you have, dude? Am I retarded? Yeah, actually, am I retarded? Like, what's your fucking money? How much money do you have? What the fuck? Okay. So, what I can point out, though, I don't know. Okay. I don't know what your economy is. I'm assuming that you're saving for an op by buying a pistol. But when you're saving for an op, usually you don't want to, like, buy full nades as well. So, that's one of the things. The reason that you buy the pistol is that you're saving money so that you can afford the op, which means that you also want to skip out on doing other non-essential things. And then you want to play in a position where you can save your armor and just kind of like pick up teammates' weapons if your teammates die, and you're kind of like sitting back behind everyone else. So what you did here is you decided to come along by yourself and peek the corner. And so at this corner, you really need team support. Like if the enemies were rushing long, let's say they just pistol armored, rush long with flashes or something, you're fucked. You died here because you're just in a pistol versus pistol battle, and in most cases, the enemies, like a lot of cases these days in the current meta, teams will buy pistol armor. So basically, you're at no advantage over the enemy. Like you have the round advantage, so you have the economy advantage. You should play into that advantage, and you just level the playing field as if you're like back on pistol round sort of thing by coming to the corner by yourself. And then what that also does, because you have one player playing at middle and one player playing at A, the enemies can really easily get up cat and long now and then split on your one teammate that's remaining at A, and then the enemies can really win, like really easily win an eco round here. So instead of playing long by yourself and having this guy on A site play by himself, it'd be better off if you doubled up somewhere, doubled cat or doubled long, either or. If you double long, your mid guy can like rotate over quickly, but even then, it's just like, I don't know. Like, do you want to be using the pistol when all of your teammates have SMGs? One of your guys has a FAMAS, and it's like your A guy doesn't even have a FAMAS. So the guy that's on A site, he has a UMP, and I guess the UMP's all right in this game, but it's not the most ideal situation for you to put yourself in or you to put your teammates in. So whether it's you deciding this on your own or your team deciding this, you should always double up. So double a cat would have been better. And if you're going to do that, SMGs are fine. If you're going to do double long, then you can have one guy with a FAMAS, another guy with an SMG or pistol. And then you need to set up a routine to get you into the pit safely or get into like a position to take long control safely. So if that means that you smoke the corner or the cross so that you can cross the pit, and the other guy throws like a pre-flash and then holds the second flash. If the enemies come out, he uses the second flash, and then you can peek, and then you can flash, and then he can peek type of thing. That would be much better than what happened here. I'm just going to scan through the rest of this round. So it looked like the enemies tried to just go up cat, and they started fighting the guy in CT spawn, the CT spawn guy with a Duffy again. Just carrying you guys. So, doesn't really make sense. And then you buy an M4 here, so I guess you're not the opper. So, what was the point of buying the pistol there? So when you and Jacob got this close onto the long corner there, no one was really playing for like anti-flash or anything. Like, let's go back to the start of the round. So the situation is you're playing along with Jacob, right? Neither of you have flashes. Both of you have a smoke, and you have one nade between the two of you. Jacob's got the shit gun, and you've got the M4. So right here, Jacob should be playing closer, and you should be playing farther back. You can stay at a distance with the M4. It's a little bit safer, especially against pistols. You're gonna be able to hit your shots. You're gonna be able to stay alive, and you're not gonna be allowing the enemies to pick up your gun if you do get killed. So you and Jacob should be in reverse positions right now. Jacob should be closer, you should be farther back. That's the first thing I would have pointed out. The second thing is neither of you have flashes. So when you get this close to the wall and you're sitting here like with your back turned like, oh hey, like they might flash out and then I want to peek and shit. If the enemies did start like bombing flashes over and running out, or even if they came out with like 3 people and then like used 1 pop flash, like you guys are fucked here. That's not an ideal situation to be in. And you know what? They're on pistols. First of all, it's the 3rd round. They didn't get any bomb plants. The second thing is you just heard them shooting locks. So to play that close isn't really smart. This is a better angle. But again, you guys are in the same situation that one of your dudes are on cat and one of your dudes are at long. What happens if they do a split? And one of your dudes are fucking solo at close middle. Like, what is happening here? Oh, never mind. They're head stacked. They're NOA stacked. That makes a little bit more sense. Okay, never mind. This makes more sense. So they have cat control. But wait, if they have cat control, why do you need this guy to be pushed up on cat as well? Is he making a distraction? What happens if they go out long? Like, there's no one else to stop them if they smoke the cross. I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me, really, to be split off this much. So I would focus more on playing with the team as opposed to playing by yourself. But as far as positions go, if you are going to be here by yourself, it makes sense to be at the corner. It allows you to fall back and then maybe get bailed out by a teammate. If you hide at the car, they can flash smoke for you. So of all the positions you can be if you're by yourself with an M4, that makes the most sense. So you're coming into gun round, and right here I'm going to stop you again. So both you and Jacob are the long players. And both of you were kind of running up to the corner. Jacob was going to peek it. You were going to cross to the pit. If flashes come over and enemies run out, let's say 2 or 3 enemies decide to do like run out with flashes, like the 3rd person flashing and maybe smoke in the corner, you guys are fucked here because you guys aren't playing in a position that's going to allow you to get out of harm's way. If flashes come over, if you get fully blinded, the enemies are not going to be blind and you guys are going to be, so they're going to get ground. If they don't kill you at the very least, they're going to get out to blue bin. They might be able to get close to you and pit. So what you really need to do is start getting in a routine of having, you know, if Jacob has a spawn, he wants to take the pick, cool, you turn into the support player for that moment and you have a pop flash out for him. If he gets blinded and they start rushing out, you can flash for him and you can fall back. And then you can like figure out some other way to like retake. Maybe it gets boosted on like the Duffy guy rotates back and then you and Duffy get boosted onto cat type of shit by Jacob. Like something like that needs to happen. Since you have 2 people mid, they're spotting for fast cat. Something needs to happen though, where if the enemy does do this, you have some sort of fallback plan, but right now you don't have that. But crossing the pit is definitely good. In terms of playing close on the doors like this, don't know if you really need to do that. The reason why pit's such a strong position is so that if the enemies do start coming out, first of all, you can figure out different angles within the pit. Here, I'll go to the pit right now, actually. How do I get off of you? Right. You can do a position in the pit where you crouch down like back here, for example. So if the enemies walk out, you can get a free kill, and then your teammate can literally just scope on this angle here. So you don't even, like, he doesn't even need to peek the doors. He can if he wants, but there's many ways that you can do it. You can do this. You can jump spot with a flash, like a counter flash, and then basically you go for a kill, you hide, you let your teammate get the next kill on a person who's just like, oh shit, there's an enemy here. He starts like rushing at you. Your teammate gets the kill with the op type of thing. So that's the way that you are going to want to play it. Like right here, you're just putting yourself out at a position where if the enemy's coming out, like the first place the enemy's going to check is here. And unless they jump out looking tight left like this, they're going to come out like this. Did you smoke the doors? If you didn't smoke the doors and this guy's just sitting here the entire time, there's no reason for him to check left. So he comes out, checks the corner first. Next thing he checks is towards the pit. Guess what? You're right in front of that angle. He will have to aim at you looking at this other angle that he needs to clear. So instead of you playing such a common angle, try to play like a more off angle. So even if you're playing some dumb shit like this, it would have been better than where you were for, you know, one person coming out, 3 people coming out. If 2-3 people come out, pit's definitely the best option because you can actually be like, oh, get a kill, engage with one person, hide, wait for your teammates to back you up, flash and things like that. But if you're playing here, one guy comes out, cool, you'll win that fight, you surprise him, you get that kill. If more than 1 people come out, then you can get that first kill. But in terms of hiding and playing, like if throwing a flashbang at them, you're gonna have to just fight, go into the second fight. So right here, this is much better, where you actually have a flash for you, so you can come and cross. You're gonna play for the pit, or from the pit here. So this makes a lot more sense than all the other rounds. You got the flash, so you could cross. The thing that you guys kind of jump the gun on a little bit is you just like use that one flash and just cross. You're out of flashes right now. Like between the two of you, you're out of flashes. You bought a helmet though. You could have afforded a flash. You could have afforded a smoke. Well, you had a smoke, so you could have afforded a flash or something with that extra cash if you didn't buy that smoke instead. They won the round before. They have the AKs. They're gonna one-shot you anyways, which is what happened. Wait, what the fuck just happened here? I missed that. What the fuck? Wait, why? What? What just happened? What just happened? What did he do? What happened? What just happened? So you smoke the doors so they can't come out. And this is like 15 seconds into the round, so you know, why the fuck would they be coming here? Then you're walking with your knife out, slicing the air so you can fully hear what you're doing. You play close to the doors. And then you walk through the smoke as it's dissipating. It's a bad play in so many different ways that it's not worth my time sitting here explaining it. Just to say that you are the solo long player, you need to stay alive, and making a push play like that isn't the way to stay alive. Your goal is to play like more of the pit area, and you're playing for information and map control. If you're playing in the pit, your teammate has an op on A site, he can help you, and you guys can control long. And it also helps that if the enemies do go up cat and you stay alive at long, it means that it's easier for your teammates to do a retake. So you are actually in a really important position here at long, that you want to be alive. If you need to push or do something for map control for info, you are not the player to do it. You're not in a position to do it, and especially not that early in the round. You don't need to do it with over a minute left on the clock. If there was less time on the clock, or you had been pushed up in a position for, let's say you're behind these doors right here for like 30 seconds, you didn't hear anything, or you heard people running like towards CAD and starting to do like upper B tunnels, your teammates' tunnels are saying like, oh, there's like 3 people in tunnels, then maybe starting to push up long makes a little bit more sense. It's still risky, and kind of figuring out the risk reward, that's a different scenario entirely. But that would be the only acceptable scenario for you to be doing a play like this. So this was just way too much for no reason. So I'm assuming that helped cost your team the round. And you're going to be on eco. You might just want to skip through this, depending on what's going on. So you smoke mid, I'm assuming, and then you're just going to play 5A. So on a strat like this, completely fine, completely cool. What I would suggest is, instead of all of you guys like sprinting across long at the start, like if the enemy has a long spawn and they just post up with with an AK who's just gonna ace you guys. So what I would suggest instead of doing this is one of you guys invest in a flashbang as well, and then you wait at this corner here without peeking, and you have your backs turned like you're playing anti-flash. And then what will happen is the enemies will flash out, and then sorry, I'm just gonna move this. The enemies will flash out, and then, you know, maybe one of the enemies starts, you know, one's at the door, and then one starts like running out to the corner, and they're trying to clear along. That's when one of you guys will flashbang and do a pop flash, and then like 3 or 4 of you guys turn the corner and just kill the person who's close and the person at the doors. And while that's happening, you have like one guy hiding in Goose, because what can happen here is the enemies might actually go up cat with like 2 or 3 people, or even late round they might go up cat. And having that guy in Goose at the start of the round will be really good, so that you guys can get a really good crossfire and bait setup, so that he can actually make a lot of contribution from that position. So right here, all your eggs in one basket. I guess you're just going to run through here and just get slaughtered by this guy who's holding, if he doesn't blow. I don't know how that just happened. So now you're in T-spawn with pistols. You have that AK. If you can save that AK, that would be pretty fucking massive. What is this guy doing? What is he throwing grenades at? Okay. So you guys lost that round, but you saved an AK and an op. So that's a really fucking successful eco, in my opinion, in terms of what you got out of it compared to what you put into it. The setup doesn't make sense, but being able to hold on to those weapons, really fucking good. So this is what you wanted to do earlier in the game, and there's no reason to not do this earlier in the game. All you're doing when you don't do a setup like this is you're creating holes in your setup where people can start to can exploit you, whether they know it or not. They might choose to rush along around where you don't have the setup going, and because you're not playing like more safe, they can really abuse you. So right here, what you're doing is what you wanted to do on all the other rounds that I was talking about. So he flashes, you come out, you get the kill, you get another kill. So it's a 2-for-1. It's a 3-for-1. So that's a really good trade that you got going on there. Another way that you can do a round like this is throw a smoke that, like, as you're running up, there's a way that you can bounce a smoke off this wall that will land like over here, so you can do the flash and then you cross to the pit. If you want to start doing that sometimes, if you feel like the enemy might do a long rush or something, that is a way that you can play that. But the round's over, so let's go to the next one. So here, again, you're just split. You're running across long with a knife out. Did I just miss that? What did I... I'm not going to say anything about it. I just hope that you know what's bad about that play. Because if you can't understand what's bad about that play, then it doesn't matter what I talk about. Because that's just so basic. And I'm sorry to be mean, but what the fuck? In terms of playing blue bin like this, it's good for, like, if there's one person who's like lurking out long from the enemies, it's good. You'll get that kill most likely. But blue bin's a good position used in combination with another player on your team baiting for you. Baiting in the sense that they're luring the enemy into you so that you can like get that kill, or there's someone else so that they think that there's only one person long, and then you surprise them by stacking it. And that would be like, if you think that the enemy is going to come long based off of some trend that they've been going long late rounds or something like that, then you can stack long, play a guy blue bin, play a guy pit, and they won't check blue bin if they see a guy pit, and then you guys can get free kills that way. But if you're playing long by yourself, blue bin's not the greatest place. I see what you're doing though. You're playing pit, you're playing long, close, you're pushing long, you're playing different spots, so you're not really allowing them to know where you are. You're so lucky right now that the enemies flash themselves instead of flashing you. Like, that guy would have killed you if his teammate didn't team flash him. Oh shit, I mean to go back around. My bad. What'd I do? Oh, I went to a different player. Like, if these guys hit their shots, you guys are just dead. Both of you. You're not playing safe at all. I like to hold on to my smoke for a little bit longer, especially as like the solo long guy, because you don't know what's happening in the round. And I mean, right now the only thing that's happened is like an enemy's like walked out long, another one's playing counter flash for him. You have a teammate over at B, he hasn't seen anything yet. You have a teammate at mid spotting for mid to B, he hasn't seen jack shit yet. You have a teammate watching cat slash mid, hasn't seen jack shit yet. You have a dead teammate. Saving the smoke at long enables you to do multiple things. One is if the enemies do like go quiet and you think they're going to come long or something, you can use it on the doors to stop them when they actually execute. There's no reason for you to think that they're going to execute through long or even lurk through long with one person. If one person lurks through long, there's so many angles that you can play for a one-on-one engagement where you can get that kill and really not worry about someone else coming out. Using the smoke isn't like the most ideal thing to have happen here. If the enemies go B, it's good to have a smoke that you can use for retake smoke or like to smoke out tunnels, something like that. Or you can use it on the bomb, something like that. So using the smoke this early into a round doesn't make sense because you have all these other uses for the smoke later round, such as smoking the doors if you think there's an execute coming, smoking the bomb to defuse it, smoking B if it like doors or tunnels for retake, using the smoke on A. Maybe the enemies go up cat or some shit. You can smoke off cat, you can smoke off the bomb. So holding onto your smoke is definitely really important here. And then again, I mean, you're just walking around slicing your knife. So the guy can hear you whipping your knife around, and then you get close to the doors, you're holding your knife. If someone just like pops a flash and jumps out, you're fucking dead. So keep your gun out and don't know what the fuck you're doing. Alright, so now you're in a 1 versus 4. There's not much you can do. Bomb's over at B. Grab the op, maybe get a kill. Right now, 1 versus 4. Grab the op. Try to get that kill. Try to save it. Boosting 2 teammates fast cat. It's an okay position. What is happening here? So right there, as soon as you rotated to go help your teammate at mid and the enemies knew that you're on cat. So here, I'll go back a little bit so you can see this. Speed up. Okay, so you guys got a pick on mid early on. Cool. Right here. Enemy knows you have 2 people cat. So what's the enemy gonna think? 1 person mid. They have to be playing a guy on B. 2 people cat. At most 1 person long. They're gonna go and they're gonna try to get, because they're man down already, they need to make a play. They need to even it up. They need to do something to equalize the round. They don't know what's happening at B, and B, there's too many angles to clear if you're gonna go and kind of solo a kill in there. What they know for sure is that there's 1 person at long at most. So this dude comes out long. He's like, well, fuck, I need to make a play. So he starts walking out. He's coming, clearing long. His teammates are making noise at mid. What does he do? He's like, fuck it, let's go out long. Doesn't see jack shit. Doesn't see jack shit. Why? Because you left your position. Flanks you. Flanks your teammate. right there from a 4-on-2 to a 2-on-2 because you left your spot. And I mean, it's okay to leave your spot. Maybe it's not fully on you because you were trying to help mid. But I mean, that's why you don't put an opera in CT spawn to hold fucking middle. That's why if the opera's gonna fall back anywhere after he gets a pick, he doesn't fall back to CT spawn, he falls back to B window. As soon as you started to come to CT spawn to help him at mid, this motherfucker in CT that you're trying to help should be in CT spawn, maybe at like this angle here, spotting long or some shit. Just like this. Like from this box watching here. And then he can come and help you at this angle, and then he's watching long again. Or maybe he hides and then I don't fucking know, dude. And then I don't know. It's just such a bad position to be in. Like this cat guy, I don't know. You guys are just so disjointed. There's no synergy between one another. You can't help one another to bail each other out. And if one of you guys needs to help another person, it means that you're leaving yourself exposed for something bad to happen. So that's why you need to be playing like not splitting up like cat and long at the same time. Like I don't know, it was just so fucked. Like you can even, I don't know. Another thing you could have done, maybe instead of going CT, is like going cat and pushing off cat and having your CT guy just hide in CT. Just hide like a complete bitch. And if the enemy goes up A from long, then you just do a retake, you have cat control, cool, and then you come up CT and cat or something like that. If the enemies go B, you are already pushed up on cat, you can either flank through tunnels or you can come out middle and go mid to B. Like, that could make sense as a reaction instead of leaving long. But I don't know what the rest of your team's thinking when you get into that situation where you're man down on cat and then you're playing like a guy in CT spawn with an op. Like, that's just an awful position to be in. I don't know how you can like make a better reaction out of that. But I think doubling up cat would have been better there than doubling up spawn and leaving long open when you showed early on in the round that you're playing double cat and nobody at long, where the enemy's most likely gonna want to go long. Okay, what's happening here? This guy. Okay, so this is actually not a bad setup. The only gripes I have with this, so it's not a bad setup in the sense that putting an opera on long and then having a rifler and cat, good. But you're against an eco, and you should know this because you won when they had guns. They went around, and then you went around. So you reset their economy. Now you might think, oh, they had 4 alive the round that they won, and then they lost. Like, honestly, they should have 4 spot, because you only won the round with 1 person alive. I don't know what your... Never mind. You had 4, 4, 5 alive. So your money is good. Your money is good. I don't know if you could have foreseen that they were doing this. That's regardless of the fact. Honestly, playing cat so aggressive by yourself, not ideal. What I would have done instead is double boosted cat, so played 2 riflers on cat, 1 opera at long, and then the B guys do a setup where they can spot mid from window or some shit. And then that way, if there is like a mid to B or something, the cat guys can jump off cat like this and quickly flank, or I guess like this, and quickly do that on the terrorists that are going mid to B. Or another thing you could have done is just gone tunnels quickly and flank the tunnels. And then your teammates at B, they need to develop their own system where if there is a mid to B happening, they need to be able to know like what are they going to isolate. So whether it be they are going to just like start throwing smokes, mollies, whatever the fuck nades at tunnels, and then both of them like focus on outside the site. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to like smoke off the doors, molly the window, and then the enemies have to be running through either smoke or through fire. And when that's happening, you can focus like this setup's good where this guy watches, like he can see both angles from one spot, and this guy can see this angle type of shit. So that's good. But these guys need to have a system where if there is a mid to be, they can solve that without having this guy to be in CT, having to be in CT spawn, because this guy needs to be up here with you. And if this guy's not with you, you should be back here or something, playing something safe. Because right now, like, if they've like flash you once, they rush you, get your gun, and now there's only one dude on A for your team. So you're gonna come out mid and flank them with B. Nice eco frags. It looks like you're just whipping a flash instead of like lining it up properly. The best flashes you can do are things that you line up for consistency's sake. You know that it's going to land in a specific spot, and it's going to affect the enemies every time. When you're just launching it like that, you don't know kind of where it's going to land and who it's going to affect. So doing like more lineups are going to give you more consistent flashes. More consistent flashes means that you're going to be more successful essentially in the long run. You don't want the enemies to rush long one time where you fuck up the flash. Okay, again, instantly smoke long, instantly play close to the doors. Yeah. Keep switching your guns too. Switching a knife and then back to your gun. This is an okay angle if there's a lurker. Nothing's happening though. Teammates are fighting. You're rotating safe. Good. There's only one guy left. I'm meeting up with the team. Good. Just launching a flash. Where'd that one land? Alright, can I go to it before it disappears? It's good if they come out the doors, but not if like right here. So like right here, it's not getting them. It only gets them when they get to like this angle here. In that case, like if they're blind but they're flashing over doing a rush, they just like run straight forwards like this, and then by the time they're unblind, they're in the face of your opper and shit. I don't know. Just figure out some consistent lineup, and I can show you one. You basically stand at this wall. You peek out like half your body, or a little bit more than half your body, because you want to aim it right in here. If you stand here and throw the flash here, it'll like pop like right up here and get everyone who's like either out or in the doors, and it's not going to affect your opper because it's above this thing, so you can peek out like this and he won't get blind. So that's a really good way to do it. Again, you smoke and you play close, and if they just pop flash and jump through it, you're dead. You're holding a flash out. If they just jump through it or pop flash through it, you're dead. Okay, gun out, good. This angle, not so good. Why? The only other time you played it in this game where an enemy came out at you, he killed you. And you lost long for your team because you're only playing 2 people at A. So you're backing off into another angle, you're indecisive. You're indecisive and you're moving around constantly. It's a 4-on-4. You have equal man advantage. There's over a minute left on the clock, so you don't need to like freak out and do something. What do? You freak out, you haven't seen anyone for a while, you have a molly and 2 flashes, so if they do come long, you can stay alive, you can have your teammate help you, and you can delay the enemy and deal damage. What do you choose to do instead? You choose to walk push with like basically one of 2 people on your team. You're only one of 2 people that actually has utility. And then you're going to make it really unsafe for your teammate at A to fucking do anything. You have no cat control. You have no one watching mid. You only have someone watching if they come out mid. He's got half health. He's playing with no utility. He's close to the doors. So basically, there's a number of things that the enemies can do that can fuck you and your team up. And what do you choose to do instead? You choose to put yourself in an unsafe position, because you don't know where they are. You don't know if they're 0 people long, 3 people long, 4 people long. You don't know. Dying here puts a lot of pressure on your 1A dude to fucking be able to do something. But not only that, with a minute left, if they kill you, they don't even have to commit to this. It's not like it's like, oh, they saw 3 of us at long, let's we have to go because there's no time left. It's, oh, they saw 3 of us long and there's a minute left. They're probably going to rotate 1 to long. There's 3 people left. Means B's probably easy to get to. What if we have one guy fake a mid to B and then 3 people run out upper B? Or one person stay cat and fake that we're doing a cat take with like smokes and flashes at A, and then we run out upper B or some shit like that. Or let's just do straight up mid to B. 3 people out mid, 1 person delay upper tunnels. Like any of those things could fuck your team if you die in the situation. So doing this doesn't help your team at all. There's no positives that can come out of this type of play. Maybe if there were no enemies there and you had done a really big flank, you could have gone, like, you could have won the round for your team. But the chances of that happening and the chances of you like getting through and then finding no one there and then making some super big flank, chances of that happening, the risk to reward ratio, not there. Not worth it. So pistol round, it might not seem like much, but I'm gonna go back and show you again. Okay, so you guys crossed before the CTs crossed, but I don't know if that's because they had bad spawns or what. It's always worth it to kind of like take a look when you're crossing mid, just spot it, see how many people crossed, see if there's someone spotting it or not. This is an okay position to watch long from. What I prefer though, if you're gonna play from this position, jump on this box and then you can see over at this headshot angle. Like they can only see your head, but you can see their full body. So this position here is like way better. Nothing's happening yet and you're the solo long player, so if the enemies do push like 2 or 3 through long, which can happen, you're just by yourself here. So you going out long here doesn't make sense in terms of timing. I don't know if this is on you or if this is on the team strat, but if you're the lurker, you're gonna want to actually lurk. So when you play a lurker position, it's your job to trust your teammates to get the kills that they need to make. If your teammates aren't making the kills, that's not your fault, that's their fault. So what happens in an ideal situation is your teammates are going up cat, getting kills on the CT players, there's trades happening back and forth, right? Let's say you have 3 people going up and the enemies have like 2 people there and 1 person pit. They kill one of your guys, you kill one of their guys, they kill one of your guys, you kill one of their guys. This pit guy now puts himself in a position like, oh shit, we just lost A. I'm gonna go, like my teammates are fighting, I'm gonna go rotate from the pit and go fucking help kill the terrorists that are crossing to the site. That's your opportunity to kill that long guy who's rotating to help his teammates. So your job as a lurker, is to kill the people as they're like shifting between positions and to get a flank off, as opposed to trying to like solo entry kill with a P250, no flash, or sorry, no armor. So just trust your team to make the kills. If they can't make the kills, that's on them, and then you try to salvage the round and try to make some sort of clutch play. That's what you do. And then here, I don't know, I guess you wanted to retake long control even though the bomb's planned for cat or something. I don't know. I didn't see what happened there. I guess you got flashed out long. Okay. Running down mid, flash in your hands. So this is the spot you should have been holding on pistol round. So you know it. You just didn't want to use it. What is Flash even doing? I might actually stop watching this demo. Good wall smokes. Look at the reaction from the enemy. 1 flash, 2 flash. You see how this guy's playing pit? He got the kill on you, waited, and then like, I mean, does he really need to repeat this without his teammates doing anything? And his teammates can't help him. He needs to. You walled off his teammates from helping him. Remember? This guy's playing it right. You should watch his demo. Took a new angle. He could have hidden the pit, where the smoke's out. I don't think getting super aggressive there is necessarily a bad thing from him. He fucked you guys. I have to ask you though, your team names believe the hype. Is there a hype around your team? So, when you're in this position, what are you doing? Are you spotting for cat? Or what? Like, by the time you spot them, they're already going to be off cat killing your team. There you go. Wait. Okay. What's happening? Right here, if the enemy peeked from middle, you're fucking dead. What are you looking at? You're looking at your teammates, but why? Just fucking hide. Or hold an angle. Like, what are you doing? What's happening? Who's spotting cat now? And mid? Like, what are you doing? You're open to this angle. If they push off cat, no one's watching for that. And for what? So that you can spot a fucking long push from here? What is happening? No, you can stand all the way back. It's okay. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, there you go. What? Stop. Why are you? Stop moving. Why is there not? Well, my food's here, so that's enough of this. Hello?